What's up, guys? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, we finally had a pretty massive snow, and it's something I've been waiting all winter for because I wanted to bring you out here to show you a pair of my snowshoes that I have picked up. These aren't new. I've had them for a while, and I've used them before, but I thought I would just kind of show you an overview of the snowshoes because, you know, they're not that unique. And in fact, if you're looking for a pair of them, the technology has stayed the same. So I thought I'd give you a little quick overview. First of all, these are my snowshoes, obviously heavily worn, and I've even hit them with a little white paint to kind of make them blend in a little bit better and not be so, obvious out in the snow. But they basically have an aluminum kind of circular tube all the way around, and that's pretty much all that you have for like a physical stiff structure. Now there is a little kick up at the front, kind of like the front end of a ski, but otherwise most of it is pretty flat. Now these here are actually 29 inches in length and 8 inches wide, and I found that these work pretty well. So depending on how big of a person you are, you know, and I'm a pretty big guy, these are pretty nice. And so the other thing is, so when you have that aluminum tube that goes all the way around, you have usually kind of this rubber material. It's kind of flexible, I guess, but you know, it's kind of a harder rubber, and that's basically stretched around the tube, and that's really what provides the surface area that doesn't allow you to fall through the snow. There is a cutout here for your foot, and actually there's obviously a binding here that is really soft, and again is just rubber with some straps, and then there's a strap that goes around the back of your boot, most likely to hold you in. But that's because on the bottom here you'll see that the foot binding is actually only attached by one strap going across, and that's so that your foot can rotate up and down as you're walking. You know, you don't have, you know, kind of a flat, like a ski boot effect. You can kind of walk pretty naturally and then kind of drag the snowshoe as you're walking. There's also here, maybe a little hard to see, two metal teeth, and they stick out. They kind of angled forward and angled backwards, and that's so when you put your foot back down in the snow, you don't slide forward or backwards. And that's especially helpful because there's a lot of snow will be flat, but much of it will be on some sort of angle, and so you don't want to go sliding down either forward or backwards down a hill. You actually want to be able to walk. And then on the back there's another cleat there. As you can see, it's actually two teeth on either side, but then not only are they angled out, but they're angled kind of pigeon-toed as well. So you have, you know, cleats in various directions there to kind of provide you lateral as well as forward stability. But this is really all it is. I mean, it's a pretty simple little device, and they work pretty darn well. I would absolutely recommend getting a pair of snowshoes if you live in a place that gets a lot of snow. And so let's go ahead and throw these bad boys on here. But if you are just trying to walk through really deep snow, you're going to fall up to your waist until your crotch really provides the support. Now, the snow's pretty deep here, and even with these snowshoes, you know, I'm falling through the snow, 3 or 4 inches probably. But it absolutely makes being able to walk through the snow possible, when otherwise normally you wouldn't even be able to walk through the snow. And so it is pretty nice. Now, a couple of things that are going to happen here is you might have to walk a little bow-legged. No big whoop. And then the other thing that might end up happening to you is that you may have a lot of extra weight on a backpack or something like that. So you got to take that into account when you determine what size snowshoes you are going to use. So in my case, if you were going to get this size, like a 29 by 8 inch snowshoe, I would recommend you be in total with all your winter gear and your pack, 175 pounds or less. And so that'd probably be my guess. Now they have littler snowshoes for kids and things like that, but if you're gonna end up having a lot of weight, you definitely got to go up in size, that's for sure. So check it out. If you have a lot of snow and you don't want to get snowed in somewhere, you're gonna need a pair of these. Peter Von Panda out.